Saturday, October 31st. Alright, so in this video I'm going to talk about why I think open carry is the answer. Earlier today I received a message from, I guess, an anonymous person. And basically what this person had said was, I can see that you support open carry. You should go on YouTube and see what happens when other people walk around with their guns showing, and then you could see why we don't support open carry. We support having our guns concealed instead. Well, okay. First of all, the reason why I don't think that carry conceal is the answer is because I really don't want to have to kill anybody. That is why I want to wear my gun open carry. Because instead of, if somebody's going to do something bad, they're going to do something bad. Okay, so, but if they see that I'm wearing a gun, and if they see that everybody else is wearing a gun, then they're going to think twice. That would be the only theoretical thing that would deter them and cause them to change their mind when they've already decided to do something bad. And so carry conceal's not the answer because you actually want other people to know that you're carrying a gun. Now, long before this comment even made it to me, I had already gone on YouTube and I had already looked at videos of other people open carrying in their location, wherever it is that they're doing it, in a place where it's currently legal. And I'm already aware that sometimes the cops are going to come and talk to you and people are going to see it and they might call the police. Well, first of all, that's not my problem. Yes, if I were to open carry, then somebody might call the police, but that's not my problem, and I really don't care. Okay? I've said this before, I've told people, and it seems like people just don't listen, and I really don't know what their disability is, but when policies are being made that don't make any sense, we as a people sort of have an obligation to not actually follow those policies. There's really nothing confusing between the difference between right and wrong. Alright, and I kind of thought about whether or not if I should make this video because I really shouldn't have to tell anybody what's obvious, and I'm actually going to be going to bed pretty soon here, so it's been a long day, I'm a little tired, but yeah, open carry is the answer because I actually want other people to know that I'm armed. And this is what the Founding Fathers had in mind. Now, I cannot control how other people perceive things. The way that other people decide to perceive things is absolutely beyond my control, but that doesn't mean that I shouldn't do the right thing, which is open carry. I have no control over the way that other people perceive things, and so, that really has nothing to do with me. Now, if I were open carrying, and if the cops were to, decide to take up time of my day that I'm never going to get back for not breaking the law at all, and for doing what I'm constitutionally allowed to do, a lot of these videos that I see on YouTube, these people are just kind of being dicks, to the cops. And I really don't think that's really necessary. Should the cops respond to a call that somebody says, oh, this guy is walking around with a gun? No, the cops shouldn't. Should the cops respond to a call like that when they're legally obligated? No, they shouldn't. And as bold as that may sound, that's the reality of the situation. It's like if you perpetuate the wrong ideas by following policies and laws that don't make any sense, then you're actually encouraging the wrong people who are making those policies and are making those laws and those rules. It's like America used to be this bold country, filled with bold people who were willing to stand up against the tyrant, against people who have no business, putting their 2 cents in anything, and they're stepping over their bounds, and they're doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Nowadays, we just have a country full of pussycats who, really are not helping anybody. They're making things worse by following laws that they shouldn't be following. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm going to go put on my gun and go open carry it openly in Denver, okay, even though I am constitutionally allowed to do so under the Second Amendment. It's ridiculous that I can't do that in Denver. But I mean, in places where open carry are currently legal, I would not think twice about it. I wouldn't hesitate for a second to go and open carry. In my opinion, I mean, if we're gonna actually be sensitive to other people and their so-called lack of self-control, which is really what I call it. Anybody who would call the police just because, some guy is randomly walking down the street minding his own business and he's armed and he's visibly armed, that's, those people that are calling the cops, they're just not controlling themselves because they see the gun, and just because they're not used to seeing that on a regular basis, that doesn't mean basically what they're doing is they're choosing to not exercise self-control. And then they're setting into motion a series of ripple effects, which is ultimately going to lead to somebody who's just walking down the street, minding his own business, not doing anything wrong, and now the cops are going to go, and they're going to go bother this guy for no reason whatsoever. That's stupid. That's foolish. That's childish. That's ridiculous. These open gun bans in Denver, it's irritating because they're taking into account sensitivity, and they're relinquishing our Second Amendment right. And it's like common sense tells me that the American Constitution is much more important than some, dumbass idiot's opinion of things. So it's like, I don't even understand. I mean, Denver is it just doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. But it's like, it's interesting because I am just as bold as I was years ago. The only difference between who I am now and who I am before is that I have this integration of grace and humility that, just kind of happens, I think, more and more when a certain individual gets older. I think it just kind of happens, and I think that the environment has a lot to do with it as well. I was under a lot of stress in California, and when you keep pushing somebody over on the ground, they're not going to stay standing on their feet, and that's basically what was happening to me. Was I kept getting pushed over and pushed over and pushed over, and so of course I was never going to stand up, and I was never actually going to stay on my feet, and so that was definitely affecting or suppressing my ability to see, on two different planes. If that makes any sense to you. But yeah, this is just, this is so irritating. It really, really is. But, I bought a holster, and I bought a tactical belt, and I bought a knife. I bought a 10-inch Bowie hunting knife. And I was looking at the gun laws for knives over, 3.5 inches, and looking at hunting knives and things like that. And so, I can walk into Denver wearing my tactical belt, and I can wear my 10-inch knife visible. So, and then a lot of people on YouTube and a lot of respective NRA members on YouTube, a lot of gun show or a lot of gun store employees who make videos, they're saying, if you're walking around with an AR-15 on your chest, then you're a knucklehead. Well, is that really true? Or is that just your opinion based on how some people are choosing to perceive things in this current time? I don't think that anybody... First of all, it is our constitutional right to bear arms. Period. Period. That is in the American Constitution. Period. Okay, the way that how other people perceive things is their own problem. Their own, how I perceive things is my own problem. How other people perceive things is their own problem. When we have a society that has laws set up so that some random person can pick up the phone and dial 911 just because of their own personal opinion or their own personal way of perceiving things, just so that they can take up somebody's time, such as a police officer, to respond to an individual who's not breaking any laws, that right there is the problem. Okay, the problem is not the person who's open carrying. The problem is the person who called the cops for no reason at all. That sort of thing needs to be addressed, not the person who's open carrying. An AR-15 or pistol or not, it really doesn't matter. The constitutional Second Amendment says that we have the right to bear arms. And that's the way it is. And so I don't support concealed carry because I don't want to have to kill anybody. If my gun is on the outside of my body, then that would have a greater chance of deterring somebody than, some random possibility that somebody might be concealed carrying. If that, you know what I mean? Like, if that makes any sense. And so that's why I believe that open carry is the answer. I really don't care. Whoever sent me that message anonymously, I really don't care how other people may perceive things. First of all, if you're open carrying, how other people perceive things is not, it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the reason why you're open carrying. And so to bring up the question, or to say that I should go on YouTube and see what happens when other people open carrying, I don't care. Okay? But I'm not going to be a dick to the police officer either. Yes, I can tell the cop, no, I'm not going to show you my ID. Yes, I can remain silent. Yes, I can say things like, am I under arrest? And if not, then, am I free to go? There's this common pattern, and it's not, it's not really necessary. So if I'm open carrying and if a cop comes around and starts talking to me, I would be nice about it. I just show the guy my ID. It's not that big of a deal. I just let him do his thing. It's not... My time should not be wasted on nothing at all. That's not something that we should support in this country. And so, the fact that a lot of people are not open carrying, therefore it's not like a widespread awareness type of thing, that it shouldn't be a problem for anybody. But, we have a lot of ignorance in this country, and so, through a process called ripple effects, we have all of these issues. But anyway, that's my answer to that random question. I'm going to go ahead and get some sleep, and, yeah, it is what it is. I might just walk around with my 10-inch hunting knife and my tactical belt just to make a statement in Denver. I might just make it and if the cop wants to come around and talk to me about it, then so be it. I'll tell him, I will look at the Denver police officer right in his face, and I will tell him the reason why I have an open carry 10-inch hunting knife strapped to my tactical belt is because I'm not allowed to have my pistol with me right now. I will tell him that right to his face. But I'll do it in a polite way, and I'll be nice about it. And if he wants to see my ID, even though I'm not breaking any laws, I'll just let him do his little deal. I mean, whatever. You know, it's not about attracting attention. It's not about being an activist. People need to wake up. And somebody has to start a chain reaction that's going to ultimately turn the tide on this issue. And so, you know, if it has to be me, then so be it. And of course, I'm not going to be doing that all the time. You know, I mean, because I'm not looking for the attention and I'm not necessarily an activist. But, you know, I might just do it from time to time. Just, you know, just so that people can see me with this giant 10-inch knife. Wearing a tactical belt. You know, I might just do it from time to time just because I legally can. And if anybody wants to ask me why, I'll tell them. Because in Denver, I can't have my pistol with me. I have a pistol and I can't have it because of the law. So I carry a giant 10-inch knife. And, you know, here in Denver, it's against the law to conceal a 10-inch knife. But it's not against the law to have it openly visible. Which is another... I just don't understand. How did that happen? What is wrong with people? I mean, seriously, can you not see? I mean, you honestly cannot tell me that you don't see what is wrong with that. I mean, really. It's like, do you want to be safe or do you not want to be safe? If you want to be safe, then you need to support open carry. That's the only way. I mean, that will increase your chances of being safe, even if you don't want to open carry yourself. Don't you want to be surrounded? Don't you want to walk into a movie theater where at least half of the people are packing heat visible? I mean, I just don't understand I don't understand what people's disability is. I really, really don't. It is so bizarre. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there, and I'm going to get some sleep. Thanks for watching. MassageBF.com. Have a nice day.